Radiant team ban.
Oh yeah, I'm kidding.
You've never been around somebody whose iPhone rang before?
No, I don't hang out with persons who have, their ringtones on.
Damn, you're real selective. That's true discrimination, dude.
The homie sees the green bubble. He's like, I'm only hanging out with these people. These are my friends.
All right. Oh, different approach from Arkosh Gaming. Shadow Demon and Luna. I don't think they thought of them themselves. They probably watched some other regions play it because I don't think they're capable of inventing a new strategy. But this has been in Dota for so long. I was surprised that Shadow Demon was not picked against Luna in general, because it has always been like one of the best, if not the best, Luna counter. And we've seen so much Luna lately, and now you have like another way of siege, save, farming potential. So it's like even Shadow Demon can become like a really good core. I'm not talking about, being right-click damage setting in front, but can get a lot of items by using disruption on Luna and farming waves.
The interesting thing is that ST4 has been by far the more popular. So the laning stage is still pretty up in the air, but yeah, and they also have that ST versus Spirit Breaker thing that everybody's been talking about. Invoker first phase is a little surprising though. What's up with this one?
10 seconds.
I guess the combo to Spirit Breaker, it's kind of good. You can Sunstrike follow up if you want to do.
Can you?
Depends. 17%, dude. Maybe it'll land
as a combo, because like if I'm playing, I'm pretty unlucky Dota player, and the Spirit Breaker would bash. So like some of your luck is taken away, given to the Spirit Breaker, who bashes and ruins your combo.
I mean, there is also just the global potential of, hey, I see this dude low HP, I'm gonna charge him. It charges 100%, and then you can get the Sunstrike after.
That's an opportunity.
That is an opportunity.
I don't necessarily think it'll be Exort, because Quasflex is definitely more popular, but yeah, kind of interesting. Should be good at rotating to the safe lane and pressuring Luna. That's one good thing about it. Invading jungle and killing her when she's trying to do stacks or just clear jungles, that's an opportunity too. Brood banned out.
Brood banned out. I don't even know.
They can just sense that Arkosh is getting desperate. They're like, we're losing consistently. It's time to cheese. They're going to develop some cheese strats.
But I mean, if you're
who can micro on that team?
Monkey can. He's a Furion.
Yeah, he's the Furion player. You're right. Brood Mother, Brewmaster banned out. I was just thinking about other players like Pale Horse.
No, he can
not really
handle one unit. Forget multiple ones.
Bremlo. Can't even see the minimap. Kind of hard to micro anything. Their mid player, very limited hero pool. Saw his stream, never clicks on the heroes, doesn't know which items they have.
Actually, he uses the alternate unit core.
I don't know. I watch the stream. I look at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, they never see anything other than his hero. That's all he cares about, clearly.
Well, yeah, because at the bottom of it, he has the alternate.
I don't know what you're talking about, Neil.
That's himself, Real life only focuses on himself.
You're right.
Does not care about the others.
You're right. Well, I hear you're doing a new podcast, by the way, Lacoste. What's that all about?
We're just,
Who's we?
Me and Forsaken Oracle, aka Kyle.
The Facile podcast, I believe it's what it's called, or is it the?
It was Lyle.
Oh, Lyle. Oh, that makes more sense.
Gonna need to change that.
Yeah, gonna need to get a new microphone on that one also. No,
Oh, yeah, that's for
comms
sure.
are so bad in this.
We already made GoFundMe
10
for a new
seconds
microphone.
remaining.
That's good because he definitely doesn't have enough financial opportunities in his life.
5
He's
seconds
not getting them
remaining.
from the DPC.
That's for sure. Damn.
Hey, don't you get paid if you get knocked out of Div 1 though?
You do,
You do.
actually.
All right, he'll be okay.
He'll be okay.
Of
There is his hero. His Queen of Pain has been solid. It's definitely his second best hero so far that we've seen in the DPC. It doesn't get banned in the second phase. Teams are probably not that afraid of it. There, I think, is a person in that webcam screen. We got a couple dark
10
ones today.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the contrast. I believe this is Pale Horse,
5
but
seconds
I'm just basing it
remaining.
off of the angle.
Hmm.
I can see a hooded figure, and he's going to be playing the Luna most likely.
The man has plants. It's good to see.
This is the Forsaken Oracle. Hottest Dota talent. Why did he steal that out of my room?
Did a fan give it to you and then he stole it from you?
Yeah, there
Is that
we go.
what that was?
Give me a fist bump. I'm going to make the
messed
sound
up.
effect of a fist bump. That was the fist bump.
Jokes aside, Queen of Pain, as Birch said, he looked very comfortable on the hero, knows the limits, also tends to gank the side lanes, play a bit more aggressive, so
He's already very experienced in speaking his mind as well. So it's kind of just a natural synergy.
very vocal. We listen to him on the panels, very wrong most of the time.
And that's why it hurts so bad. Yeah.
Do you think for their post-game replay recaps, he writes a Medium article to explain it to his team?
That could be one good way to get his thoughts out. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Add in some poems here and there
Exactly.
to really punctuate his points. Yeah.
Disruptor picked up good counter against the Queen of Pain. I don't really necessarily see much synergy with the rest of the team.
I mean, it's a traditional
seconds
Arkosh
remaining.
counter. When they start playing like shit, you just keep bringing them back in, you know?
True.
Because one of your friends is dying. You're like, oh, I got to go cast one spell. Maybe it'll save him. Then they die. And then they just glimpse you as well and they get a double. So it's like it's a +1, dude. Should
Even
be fine
though
lane.
this is a Legion Commander into Shadow Demon, I still feel it's a very good
10
pick, especially if we're
seconds
talking
remaining.
about like post 20 minutes. Legion Commander in general, strong laner,
5
can dispel the
seconds
Shadow Strike,
remaining.
of course, with the press the attack, but with the shard pickup, it will give them that like BKB. Let's say Spirit Breaker goes in with the like how the game has been played last couple of days with Shadow Demon pretty much always using ulti on a Spirit Breaker who charged in, which means he's dead, but giving them press the attack, a bit of a BKB timing could actually save Spirit Breaker, and it's another way of locking down Queen of Pain. So Disruptor, Legion plus the Sunstrike later on combination, like this lineup from Black and Yellow looks very solid to me.
Also could potentially counter a Furion for Monkey if they do want to go back to it. Having the LC.
I don't think it's a good Nature's Prophet game playing into Spirit Breaker, like the global presence, Glimpse, Legion Commander. There are too many counters right now.
Okay, and that's going to be their 5 position here. I was wondering what it would be. Bane was classically what we see Gremlo play, or that or Grimstroke, but Grimstroke, that one didn't work very well. Undying should provide some good team fight, though, and lane stability against Legion and potentially a Spirit Breaker 4, so I like it.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe they swap things around. Could this be? Nah, this is
5
Legion Commander
seconds
off lane.
remaining.
I'm just a bit worried if they do Legion and Spirit Breaker as their off lane. Two strength heroes against Undying. It's a decent like Undying game in terms of laning. Tombstone, I don't think it's going to be as effectful because Legion Commander with the press the attack, Invoker Alacrity, there's going to be a ton of attack speed, and they still didn't see the carry.
Yeah, the carry could deal with it potentially. But, I mean, it's very likely Legion Spirit Breaker in the same lane. So I think they're kind of set there, right? Unless they do put like Disruptor,
Maybe
to
they
5.
maybe they should
Just
just play
lane swap him.
Disruptor.
Yeah,
Disruptor 5 from the off lane.
that could make it a lot better. Yeah, because if he gets enough double decay stacks, he'll be hitting very hard.
Especially because we're seeing the Lunar Blessing be prioritized so heavily in builds on Luna these
Yeah,
days.
like Undying Luna, Undying stealing strength and having Lunar's Blessing is gonna have like 100 damage.
Yeah.
I think Medusa is a good ban because I don't know if they have enough damage with the like he deals well. She deals well with the Tombstone, and just carry to carry matchup against Luna feels really fine. Being able to clear the illusions, especially the ones from the Shadow Demon.
Yeah,
10
she's
seconds
very
remaining.
survivable, so she's very good against burst damage. And look what they have:
Yep.
Queen of Pain, Undying,
5
or sorry, Queen of Pain,
seconds
Luna,
remaining.
very burst damage heavy, and Shadow Demon, Undying are like not that high damage. So yeah, something like do so would be really effective. That's a good point.
Also have a Faceless Void if they want to go for Cataclysm plus Chronosphere.
Well, that could be really good. Yeah.
Wow, this is a lot of reserve time to... Oh, well, there you go. There's
Wow.
Medusa Ban.
Incredible.
Yeah, and they probably gonna go for something like a Faceless Void. Maybe even something like a P8 doesn't sound too bad.
Radiant team
Yeah, the supports don't have disables, so it'd be pretty
Yeah,
easy.
there we
Nice.
go.
Good call. It's difficult for Shadow Demon and Undying to defend themselves, so any run at you melee carries should be pretty effective.
So now they need an off lane that, like Black and Yellow, I think they will need to say, we're gonna lose
10
this one lane.
seconds remaining.
So whoever's playing with the Spirit Breaker pretty much loses the lane, in my
5
opinion here.
seconds remaining.
Because Arkosh Gaming, they have the last pick, and now they kind of know the matchup.
Mars?
I still think it was fine to ban Gyro though, because it's going to protect the zombies. Undying is kind of nullified completely by Flat Cannon, but the Chronosphere Cataclysm is going to be scary.
Now select your
Okay,
heroes.
so that's 100% lost lane, no matter how they decide to lane this. It's a
Yeah.
very good Timbersaw game.
Bad to be a strength hero this game.
Yeah, for real.
And that's their two frontliners, so could really limit Zero's survivability, but I don't know. We'll see how the lanes turn out for him. I mean, it's going to be, what, Timber plus Shadow Demon, not exactly the best kill lane, but Timber should be very survivable against Faceless Void. Disruptor will be able to do some damage, but should be okay.
I like this. Timbersaw last pick. I think they got a lot from it. And also Shadow Demon, there's not too much kill threat. And Shadow Demon is one of the best heroes in the game to stack the camps with. You also have Luna, so I expect Shadow Demon to spend a lot of time in the triangle just stacking.
I feel strangely confident with Arkosh's draft. This is an unfamiliar feeling for me.
It looks pretty solid, yeah. I'm like, if it gets past like 40 or 50 minutes, so it's gonna be Chrono Cataclysm, and they do have a Shadow Demon, so they've got like the perfect hero to save people. But I have doubts in their coordination. And Undying as well can be kind of hit or miss if you're not coordinating well. His team fight advantage doesn't feel that great, so I feel like they're gonna get out executed because Black and Yellow is a better team.
Same, but this is the best draft that Arkosh Gaming had so far.
Yeah,
Agreed. Let's see if they can carry it over the finish line. I'm going to send it over to SVG and Moxie.
Well, we've got something that looks a little more standard this time around coming out from Arkosh. They've been doing some peculiar things, trying different stuff out, and they made it to Div 1, so it's not really sure that's the place to be trying it. But the draft coming out from Black and Yellow looks very, very solid. Looks like they have a clear plan that they want to execute. How are you feeling about this?
Definitely one of the more robust drafts we've seen out of Arkosh. I had a brief conversation with Gremlin at some point. I told him to pick Undying, win your lane, then don't worry about the rest. Looks like they went with that strategy. Hopefully it paid off to make me look good. That's the only credit I'll take in any portion of this game. And it'll probably be swiftly rebuked. But I think it is a good Undying pick.
Prepare
I think
for
both their
battle.
subs can do a lot of work this game in terms of the Shadow Demon save, the Undying versus a potentially double strength lane if they don't switch up that Disruptor, the heals coming out. Black and Yellow's lineup can be a little slow to come online. I'm also interested to see if Shaggy plays this Exort or if he plays a Quas Wex Invoker. I think he traditionally plays more Quas Wex, but this lineup seems more of like an Exort type lineup in terms of the duels and the Chronos and the Sunstrike. So should be an interesting game. Hopefully Arkosh gives us some Dota to analyze.
I know, I always feel like you join me on quite a few of these Arkosh games, and they're definitely... let's put it this way. If any game could use a very high-tier analyst to understand what was happening, this is definitely the game to have here, because there's a lot of plays happening that I'm pretty sure a lot of the other guys can't make any heads or tails out of it.
There's a lot of stuff in the Arkosh games I don't understand either, so we'll leave it at that. But I think this game is, I don't think they'll get run over in this game, just the nature of the heroes. So they'll have a bit more room to execute. And like I said, I think their duel lane setup, pretty strong duel lanes. It's hard to get punished on it's hard for a Faceless Void to punish a Timber super early. It's hard to punish an Undying super early.
The battle
So
begins.
they should have a decent start.
Should have a decent start. There's a nice little back, though. Get everything going. But yeah, it makes me laugh. We've seen Forsaken Oracle basically, given the Dragon Knight in one of the other games, basically just don't feed, don't die. And in this case, with the Undying pickup, I'm sure that's also a similar idea of, just hang back, do your damage, and don't die.
Yeah, don't feed. It's always good advice to live by. And they did not dodge this Disruptor versus the Undying matchup, which is personally, it's hard to do because then you throw this breaker up top versus a Timber Saw, and then that lane just becomes even more unplayable. So it's like the panel was talking about, wherever this breaker goes, he's probably going to have a rough one. And that's one of the reasons why I think this early game should be decent for Arkosh.
Timber also a difficult hero to kind of push out of the lane, especially when you do have those saves. And as the lane just progresses, I feel like this lane is kind of a, I don't want to say a do-nothing, but definitely not going to have the most action unless there's some sort of misplay coming out from the Void where he goes forward just too aggressively.
It's hard for Void to die in this lane until Timber gets a 6 before him, something like that. But definitely a lot of room for this Disruptor to die on the side if he gets caught out in a disruption. I think it's mainly you're looking at SD, abuse the tree line, abuse this hard camp pull. You want to really get this camp stacked if you can, threaten the pull, bring the Disruptor out into the tree line, and that's where he's weak, right? You get the disruption, you chain over, hit some body blocks. It's a pretty nice way to think about how to play these off lanes where you're a lot stronger. And I mean, similarly bottom, they're trying to pull waves down here with the early boots, but the creepy equilibrium kind of got messed up a little bit, and it's going to shove into them, so they just have to play a bit patient. This is Undying versus 2 strength heroes. Your carry's going to free farm.
Should be pretty happy with that, and you can see we're getting those stacks of decay built up over on Grumlow. But looks like we do have a little bit of lag, so we're going to have a reconnect, and I mean, this time around, it definitely feels like Pale Horse is feeling much more comfortable. I feel like typically we see him kind of struggle early on during the laning phase. Eventually, you know, Grumlow usually just wanders off and he's on his own, which can be a little difficult as well, especially on a Luna, right?
Yes, Luna, you want to play the dual lane, you want to use the aura. Don't leave this hero alone too much in the early game. In fact, you almost never want to leave this hero alone. You usually want to kill your offlaner with her, or abuse some stacks, and then she leaves to do the jungle, and then you take the lane, something like this. But it's not a hero that benefits from just being left in a one-on-one or something like that too much.
I feel like they'll have that opportunity, right, with the Timber Saw in that top lane. Just kind of leaving Monkey once he gets to a certain point, and then we'll see Crow just start making those moves, trying to get the stacks going. And
yeah, the triangle stacks are super nice for this game. It's generally really nice when you can do that with Shadow Demon as well. You can go there and benefit from them. It's one of the ways this hero can accelerate his own game in a sense. But he hasn't really been able to get any of this large camp stacked. Looks like the Sentry block survived. I would really like to see them deward this, use it to pull the lane back or threaten that. Maybe we'll see it in the future. But so far, this faces Void's free farming, Luna's free farming. Undying is doing his job.
It was not meant.
just a lot of harass going back and forth. Now my question to you is that I know earlier on, first of all, the lobby was spicy when we were sitting there just, you know, waiting for the game to start. Shaggy was talking some smack and the rest of the team on Arkosh was responding, but the big thing is if Grumlow does well enough this time, I know he asked if you would add him on Steam. Will you do that if he does well this game?
Yeah, he sent me a friend request. I instantly declined it and blocked him. So we'll see if this performance changes my mind, but...
That doesn't sound like you sound very excited about it, though.
He's
Zero.
to step up his game.
Oh, man. I thought that was a kill for sure.
Ran out of mangoes. He's been chugging them the whole lane. He's throwing his net worth into his Lunas like a good little Undying support. But not that time.
I hear that's something that Pale Horse demands constantly, like a little baby bird just opens his mouth and says, feed me regen, feed me all of the mana and whatnot. Seems to be just the patch of this time, though.
Radiant's courier has been
Yeah, I mean, they're
killed.
pretty well on mana on both heroes, so this is the point in the lane where if you can keep this Undying in the kind of limbo between he doesn't want to buy more regen, but he kind of has to. He's too high HP to suicide to a tower, but he kind of wants to suicide to a tower. This is where the hero can feel weak, and you have to find a way around this, which traditionally is either, you know, suicide at a tier 2 and come back. That's the most efficient way. Or allow out some clarities, play the pull game while you regen up and then go back in. But he's back to the main go game. This is the expensive way to do it. It's obviously faster, but he might not get the brown boots for a long time in this game.
Denied.
I think one of the reasons we don't see this Undying in the current meta, though, is that a lot of these offlaners, you rush the Helm, you rush a ring of regen, bring up
Dire's
health.
top tower is under
Once you get to that item, these decays are almost helping the opponent, right?
Right.
Especially these Helm of Iron Will buyers, which we're seeing this Legion rush. And once you have this item, what is Dirge doing to you? Unless he's monumentally ahead in levels and can just all in kill you.
Yeah, and we haven't seen much aggression, unfortunately, coming out. But they're going to chase after Rises here. That dilate off. Monkey hunting
Dire's
over in the tree line, but doesn't want to go for a hard committal. Not yet.
Have both fives bleeding a lot of network to keep their carries in the lane.
Okay, Dunya over in the mid lane. They're going to try to punish Forsaken Oracle, but it's already blinked out. So a little bit unsuccessful, but I mean, that is the life of a Spirit Breaker, right? You hope that you're able to get something done, but it's not the end of the world if you can't quite find it.
Yeah, even just burning some resources there is pretty nice. They're going to have to TP in Pro to refill the bottle. Might not be something you wanted to do, but...
And immediately the follow-up with the disruption from Pro. Trying to buy a little bit more time here for Forsaken Oracle. Dunya, he's going to get chased by his own illusions for a bit, but they seem satisfied with just protecting Oracle. And that'll be it. I'm sorry, I started laughing because the whole bottle Crow and then Crow bringing the bottle and, you know.
It's the modern version. They did get some nice tower damage with the catapult that was hitting that entire time, so some decent bonus value out of that play.
And this is nice for Monkey, right? The fact that he can get some of the solo XP, start to get...
Yes, this is where you want to give your Timber solo XP. He hits that 6 before the Void, especially if this catapult can stay alive, which it still is, and he has a triple range creep wave up there. So this is almost ideal for him because Void is not going to be able to kill this through the Timber. This tower, this top tier 1 might just die off this wave alone because Timber cannot contest you aggressively.
All right, well, that's a lot of kills right off the bat here as Gremlo gets the first blood on 0. Monkey manages to finish off. Rises did get that level 6 like we talked about when he starts to really be a threat.
This tower is just dead.
Timing's looking very nice here for Arkosh currently.
I mean, the only railway you can do with this is if a support's willing to sacrifice his life to just pull all these creeps off the tower so that the tower kills the Kata, but Timber's a hero that can tank it anyway, so they're going to try and make the play, but this tower is dead no matter what.
There's a lot of attention being drawn. He's trying to get that final hit, but Rises denies the tower. And now we have 3 heroes here in the top lane, putting pressure on Monkey, but he gets a kill on Dupay. And, you know, there's no mana left on this guy anymore, but he's very tanky. It just feels like they're devoting so much to try to remove Monkey from this top lane. Little casual tornado thrown out, but again, he's got a Hood of Defiance online.
Invoker's not doing much this year until he has Vessel, and he's a long way away. So it's a huge resource committal. They do get the tower deny, but like I said, this early game's looking pretty good for Arkosh. Just the lane setups almost playing themselves in a way that it's rough for black and yellow right now.
Jubei making a rotation down to the bottom area. Trying to put out a little bit more pass over onto this Luna.
I mean, his Luna's 6.5, and this Legion is still 4, about to hit 5. So we saw that kill trade down here earlier. That is the one thing you don't want to have happen in these Undying lanes. Just give him some kills like this later.
Oracle will get charged now. Do a nice little bit of a bash here, but Gremlo and Pale Horse fighting him with 0. They'll find the kill to follow with a so beautiful triple kill here for Forsaken Oracle. Thanks to that Sonic Wave and having a little moment here.
Great!
Yeah, that's, you know, that's the self-pause. He's talking to himself, probably talking to his team. He's like, see, I told you guys, I'm the best player on this team. I have been for a while. Nobody believes me. He's doing a little flexing right now.
So he's enjoying a beverage. He's staying hydrated.
What was the reason given? Because you do have to give a reason for
I don't know.
pause,
It looks
so.
like he's just doing a little dance right now.
He has some technical issues. It looks like he's trying to resolve.
Perhaps.
Trying to scare his internet back into place. So I'm not sure this is technically allowed by the rules, but...
Ooh, that favoritism coming into play again.
Yeah, maybe. But very nice rotation. He'll lose the power rune for it, but I'm sure he's happy to make that exchange.
Here we go with that replay. A little bit of a split fight here as they focus down 0. Get the scream and then the Sonic Wave. Given a triple kill.
This is just not where you want to be fighting if you're black and yellow. Your Legion's severely underleveled. She has no boots, just a Helm of Iron Will. Your 2 supports are both level 3 at that point. And you're fighting into a level 6 Luna, level 7 Quap, a Tombstone. These are hard fights to take.
Oh, but they get a nice Chrono Spear, so they're going to make Pale Horse pay for this at the very least. Gremlo, he's fairly tanky. He's going to try to make some space here, but he's got the charge already set upon him, so... Well, now we have lag. Okay, all right.
Is it lag? Or is it a little, you know,
I think it's a little spicy.
way back?
Yeah. I feel like this isn't fair like a Gruffalo. I feel like it's not fair though, right? It was you know, Forsaken Oracle who was starting that smack talk. It wasn't Pale Horse. It wasn't Gremlo.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to smack talk. It's another thing to smack talk when you haven't won a game yet. So I respect the confidence, you know. They're trying to bring it back. Maybe he's trying to raise his team's morale.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Well, I still get a little high five camaraderie, but
Yeah! I think
that is, of course, rotation.
And those are earned charges for Shaggy. So he at least gets some extra value out of chasing him down there. But nobody's dealing with this Timber Saw.
They can, right?
It's a ways off in this game.
Dire's middle
They have great tools to deal with him later. In terms of Void is an amazing hero as the game progresses. The Vessel Invoker, even just dueling into the later Sunstrike, stuff like that. But
Cataclysms.
for the next 10 minutes, he's going to be invincible. And he should really use it to open up the map. Look at this tier 1 mid, potentially take a fight defending bottom. Because Black and Yellow does not have the best way to just siege this tower or take a fight around here. Their Legion's still too far behind. I mean, she's not even 6.
Radiant's
Still no
bottom
boots.
tower is under attack.
That's where I would be
Radiant
looking.
structures
And
are
Luna's just going to soak up the map while any of that happens, right? You take any of these engagements, you can pretty much easily take them 4v5. You don't need your Luna to connect. She can do Ancients, she can do Jungle. She can connect at the last minute if she really wants to go into some Eclipse build, but
Time is money.
she's
Radiant's
1-2-4.
bottom tower
She's just
is under
maximizing the
attack.
farm. Accelerate into your items, hit a nice ball timing. Seems like a coherent game plan for Arkosh. First time I feel like I've been saying that in a while.
You look so shocked right now. Some pressure, though, being placed over in that mid lane, like you discussed. They want to put Monkey nice and forward here, because again, they have difficulty
Radiant's
pushing
bottom
away this
tower
Timber
has
Saw at this
fallen.
point in the game, and I think this is a smart move. Just let him kind of tank the tower,
Dire's
clear up the
middle
creep
tower
wave.
is under
We
attack.
saw Crow making a lot of
Dire's
stacks for Pale
structures
Horse,
are
and Forsaken Oracle, rather, not forgotten, managing to, you know, take a couple of those stacks as well. So, yeah, it feels like they know what they need to do right now on the side of Arkosh, and Black and Yellow
Dire's middle tower is under
still
attack.
just trying to play that farm game. Did have nice
Dire's
rotations though,
middle
right? We did
tower
see, you
has
know, the
fallen.
Faceless Void making the rotations to the bottom area. He got the Chronosphere off. They managed to kill Pale Horse, so just biding their time. But I like the idea of seeing this aggression from Arkosh.
Yeah, there's a trade-off. They got mid, but they gave up bottom, and Jubei got the farm top this whole time. So he's level 6 now. He got his boots. They're able to make a quick smoke play with this and maybe go and kill the Arkosh core who wants to shove this back in. So you need to be mindful of when you take these clumps, there's always a
Dire
trade-off in it.
are scanning.
And you need to think about the next steps afterwards. That's where Dota, you can really start to snowball the game. What happens after these objectives die?
Nice breaking the smoke gank here from Crow. He plays right time, trying to protect the Luna. Is going to pay for this with his life, but Luna already taking a decent amount of the
Low
stack.
stack though.
Still some left. Gremlo in the vicinity. Rises doesn't seem to like all the harass coming in. Does have that Chronosphere available.
Radiant's bottom tower
Running
is under
into
attack.
Forsaken Oracle.
Yeah, there's no way you can fight around. It's a guaranteed high ground tune. You can maybe try some crazy chrono on the Luna in the back, but it's really deep, so I'm just gonna have to give it up. I think that stack was pretty juicy to try and steal, but not gonna happen that time. Nice smoke block by SD. Just protecting Luna on the back end with the stacks.
In the middle lane, Monkey. Throwing his body around, but there are quite a few heroes, and they meant, oh man, this is all 5 heroes. Oh, but the disruption play coming out. The follow-up with the Static Storm. Nice heal though coming out from Gremlo. Will be able to keep Monkey alive a little bit longer. He's got the Timber Chain, the Glimpse right back in again. Can Monkey survive this? He's making them waste a lot of time, but eventually, all 5 heroes in the mid lane will be able to kill the Timber Saw.
This will do nicely.
That's a lot of space though, again.
Is under attack.
Those saves kept them along for a long time, but if no one can come and deal out some damage to bail you out,
Scanning.
you're not getting much out of
Dire's
that.
top tower is under attack.
We do see the power of these supports in these fights, though. The way Black and Yellow has to fight in terms of committing a duel, committing a Chronosphere. You have the Undying and the SD who can both buy time for their cores. It's very nice.
Ooh, Forsaken Oracle does have just enough one charges here to be able to run away. Is he gonna go use that pig pole? He's got a charge on him. Gremlo in position. Should they decide to follow through? Oh, that's always embarrassing.
And you cannot Timber Chain that now, right?
I don't believe so.
So,
Mistake though.
I mean, you didn't try, so I'm gonna assume you can't anymore. That was part of that patch change. along with the toss interaction and
Oh god, that toss, yeah.
the other memes that I may or may not have benefited from.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure that one paid off for you guys.
Yeah, that's the luck of the draw, you know. Sometimes these effects help you, sometimes they hurt you, sometimes they win you tournaments. That's Dota.
That is Dota sometimes. Zero just gonna try giving some clicks off, but cannot stand up to Crow and Pale Horse over here.
Yeah, he's just out in no man's land. Really deep from him.
Explores the side of our Lunya sees Crow, follow up with a nice Tornado EMP for Shaggy, and they'll drop that Static Storm to ensure that they can clean up on Crow.
This is quite the Spear Breaker build, I must say. You know, just phase boots into a Blitz Knuckle. No small items, no Windlace, no Wand, no raindrops. That's the way to do it, I guess. Just play like you're a core. Get the small items, something Hector was known for doing on carry.
I feel like we're seeing a lot of this sort of thing coming up, mostly in the offlaners, though, generally, is that we're just no longer seeing, you know, these, I don't want to say utility builds, but it feels like the advent of the offlaners having, like, these really big core-like items seems to be becoming more and more popular recently.
Yeah, I mean, just get your first big item and then just go. Why waste your time with these small items? Why waste 200 gold here, 300 gold here if you're not skirmishing? Now, there's some argument that, well, if you buy some of these small items and you get in the skirmishes and they pay off, that it might translate to a higher net worth at the same point later on. But to each their own. I think there's an argument either way. It depends how you want to play the game. But I'll tell you one thing, this Luna, not going to have many small items soon. She is raking in the net worth, huge amount of ancient stacks. This open part of the map, the upper part of the map in terms of top lane in this jungle has just been open to her the entire time. And she is hitting extremely nice timing here. Highest level in the game? Yes, not even close. So the highest level is almost level 11 on Void on the other side, but she's 13, well on her way to Manta. I would really like to see them hit a nice time with this Luna and then just either smoke into the Roche pit, like smoke into a fight into Roche, or just hit the Roche with the Dirge.
Speaking of Dirge, Gramlow gets run into by Dunya. The rest of the team is here, and they're going to be able to go follow up with the duel, but a good save here from Crow will make sure that they buy just a little bit more time, so they're not going to be able to get the duel damage. They'll still find the kill on Crow. As the rest of the team making their way forward here, Pale Horse is going to continue to farm up, as Monkey will be the, not necessarily the bait, but the front man here for the side of Arkosh. But they're going to go for another smoke play. Going to see if they can just sort of push them out of the jungle, maybe punish Pale Horse for being a little too greedy, because by God, he is being greedy. Shaggy trying to get the position here. They have the tornado, get the glimpse back, and that's 5 heroes from Black and Yellow that say, get the hell out of our jungle.
Yeah, just lingered a little too long, just a little too slow to farm out of there. Maybe wasn't expecting the re-smoke after they backed. It's quite an interesting play. I'm not sure how many times that play actually pays off, but it works for them there. They didn't even have to use the chrono, so now they feel really strong on the map. This Void is strong. Outside of this disruption in the chrono, he pretty much has free reign. And it's quite a good dilation game too, so if you look at Arkosh's side, the trouble with their lineup is stuns, right? They have no stuns. Basically a beam.
Okay.
That's one way to stun somebody.
that's you murder him. That's not even a stun. That's yeah. You take their spirit out of their body.
Stun him for 30 seconds in the fountain. But outside of that, this Void is just going to get his time walks off every time. This Invoker, he's not an easy hero to catch either. Both these heroes basically one death between your 1 and 2. It's not going to get much easier for them in the short term, so maybe think about some long-term itemization in terms of how to lock these heroes down, or at least have the survivability to make it through their team fight spells so you can kill them on the backside of that.
Would you like to see something like a Gleipnir or Atos, something like that, or are we talking more in terms of like the Abyssal Blade sort of thing?
Honestly, I'm not even sure. I'm trying to think about it, and I'm not sure who in their lineup can even really build a disable that helps them. Traditionally, it would probably be the Orchid on Quap, but he's gone like the Sange and Kaya route, I guess, so I feel like maybe there's some missed window there. This Orchid could have had a decent window because he got that triple kill bottom. He was really snowballing. I'm not sure really where else they can itemize it. Like I said, I think they just have to tank up and be able to survive the burst, and then just combine their spells at some point after the chrono comes out.
I mean, they do have a great hero for being able to save in the Chronosphere, right? You've got the Shadow Demon who's going to be able to use the Disruption, but it only works for one hero, which is the other issue. So, like you said, perhaps the best idea is to figure out, be very, very tanky, have some sort of regen or what have you. But Rise is here, it's just whacking away on the tower. There's a lot of teleports that came in to protect the mid. You have to be careful, though. They've got that tombstone up around the tower. Have a lot of ultimates, but the Chronosphere, again, makes it very difficult to approach.
And this is also the other issue of not having that lockdown. For a hero like Undying, who he has to be able to plant his spells, and once he plants them, they're long CDs, his ult and his tombstone. What happens when you just walk away, right? Walk away, go farm for 60 seconds, smoke back, or come back and try and take this mid tower if you want to. Now there's no tombstone, now there's no Undying ult. Who's holding the heroes in these air spheres of damage? So that's the issue. They need to kind of bait Black and Yellow into fighting them and overextending so that their spells can actually get good value.
Well, they're gonna try to get this dual damage onto Zero. Not gonna be able to finish him off this time. They use the Sonic Wave. The way patiently Dunya is gonna be able to go clean up on Crow. Juve's there. The Eclipse coming out though from Pale Horse will make sure that they can clean up on Dunya. And they have this really nice silence, but it's just not enough as Pale Horse is just doing too much damage. Rises with the Chronosphere. It's gonna try to finish him off with the Sense Strike. They have it. Shaggy will be able to land, but now, ooh, Rises, he's gonna fall to Pale Horse. It's a triple kill. And they've got their sights set on more. They want Dunya. Dunya, he's just fought back and he will die back on top of everything else. A glimpse back over onto Forsaken Oracle. But do they have any more forms of lockdown? Because it feels like he might try to jump after Juve. In fact, that's exactly the case. Get the cold snap off. They'll go use a little bit of that dust in case Shaggy tries to run away. But do they have anything to cancel out the TP? They do not. And that is one of the issues with the draft from Arkosh. Not even done. They glimpse back over onto Gremlin. I'm not sure what Juve hopes to do here.
Oh,
Zero's here,
dead.
though.
He has no TP. He's in no man's land.
Yeah, they go in for the duel. Even went through the Bay Grenade. They just throw out the tip.
No dual damage, though.
That is the bright
minor
side
win in
right there.
itself. You are giving the Vessel charge back, but this is, again, the kind of fight. They get the duel in this SD, but now you're locked in. You're stunning yourself for Arkosh in a sense, right? This is the kind of overextension that Arkosh wants, where you don't have to stun heroes if they're running into you. And they get a pretty nice Eclipse that kills the Breaker. The rest of that Eclipse on this LC, she's dead too. The Void goes in, super nice chrono. They get to kill the Timber with the Sunstrike follow-up. But this is also giving Quap free reign, and they get to combine their spells, burst the Void before the Time Walk. This is the exact type of fight that Arkosh wants. Force Black and Yellow into them, make them overextend, even if it's just a little bit. That helps their stun problem a lot.
They're not used to having these successful fights. See how pleased they are with that one webcam shot. But it looks like...
That could just be Monkey's normal mode of communication, though. We don't know.
True, that is true. But Monkey is an actual monkey. That is the content creator, I believe, that we just saw. So it's an easy mistake. It happens. Juve getting clicked down. Taken Oracle says, thanks. I can go right back to the lane. No problem. And rejoin with my Luna.
And we see the shard on the Quap, which is another way to get that little silence into your arsenal. Which I actually like to pick up.
Taken Oracle taking a lot of damage, but the follow-up here from Pale Horse. It's a BKB on Rises. He's gonna have to pop it. They want this kill, but the Sonic Wave pushes back over to Rises, and they have so much damage. He's just going to fall. They'll take the mid tower. They'll turn. Oh, they didn't. Again, that's the problem, right? Dunya is able to teleport away.
Thanks.
But
Arkosh is forcing them where they want them, right? There's nobody splitting the map. There's nobody farming Ancients or other side lanes. Black and Yellow is basically stuck at their mercy in terms of taking these 5-on-5 fights. And again, you don't need stuns if the enemy is forced into your area.
Crow's going to buy a little bit more time here for the Luna. Tried to go for that dodge away, but wasn't able to. So BKB will get popped over on Pale Horse. So
pretty aggressive BKB, but...
Does Arkosh know any other way of playing, though, sometimes, you know?
Sure.
They're feeling themselves, pretty much.
Well, last few minutes have been great for them. They've extended the lead. They brought Black and Yellow back, got some kills off it. This is still like the longest extension of a fight I think we've seen, but it's working out for them.
Trying to everything they can. Okay, Monkey not connecting on the Timber Chain over on back lines, and they've got Gremlo. Is this going to be their dual damage that they need? Yes, it is. Shaggy will be able to get the kill. Now Monkey's going to try to teleport away. Not going to be able to do it though, because he does get glimpsed back, but very tanky here. He's looking, but the Timber Chain not going to be able to connect completely, as he does end up getting bashed. Zero collecting a kill on the Timber.
good identification that this SD disruption was
Radiant's
down.
top
Basically gives a
tower is
free
under
duel or
attack.
jump on the backside. You don't have to really focus the Shadow Demon in this game if his disruption is down, because none of his other spells really matter for the cores to a huge extent.
Radiant's middle tower
Purge isn't
is
really
under attack.
disabling anybody from
Radiant
going into the
structures
fight.
are
It's annoying for Invoker just in terms of move speed, but outside of that, the disruption is really what they're thinking about. So that's the big spell that Black and Yellow is looking at, and once that's down, it's eliminating a huge portion of the counteraction of their team fight.
And the assault is on here now from Black and Yellow. They'll use the Purge, push back 0. Pale Horse has a lot of damage. He goes for that BKB. And he's going to try to continue to put more damage over onto Rises. Rises does have the BKB, does have the Chronosphere, but obviously does not want to use it. They did find a pickoff earlier on Forsaken Oracle, and they did commit the Static Storm, so there's a little window here for Arkosh. They want to get aggressive right back again.
I think you try and find a way, either bait this Chrono, take a fight. I think you really want to get an Aegis soon on this Luna. She's well ahead in net worth. She wants to be able to use this timing. The best way to do it is get an Aegis on her, go high ground. They have the sustain through the Undying, and he already has a Holy Locket. It's not that much outspan from Black and Yellow. She's just hitting a tower and getting those glaive bounces.
Ooh, there's so much damage here. Rises. No, he's all right. Shaggy and Jubei standing nearby.
Aether Lens Invoker. I mean, Shaggy. Come on. This man likes his spicy item builds. I don't think I've seen this I don't know if I've ever seen this, to be honest.
Something brand new, you know, he's busting it out just to show Arkosh how wrong they were with letting him leave.
It's definitely an interesting build. Gives him some interesting interactions in terms of where he can cast spells from in the fight without having to commit too deep. But I'm not sure why he opted to go for it this game in particular. Probably just feeling it's the right way to go. It's delaying this Cataclysm by a lot though, and when you play with Faceless Void, he is the best Cataclysm setup in the game. So I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of it, but maybe it'll pay off.
They're just locking down Forsaken Oracle real hard, but they're going for the Sunstrike. Not gonna be able to quite land. The follow up here, charging from Dunya, but the teleports are out. Gremlo's here, so is Monkey. They're gonna punish Dunya, and they're gonna start pushing Black and Yellow away from this area. The time coming out, the Chakram will connect over onto Faceless Void. They've got the Flamethrower online too for Monkey. Hold Snap though coming into play. They're gonna try to get rid of as much of his mana as possible with that EMP. The Ice Wall coming into play as well. There's this Chakram going in. They need a little bit more damage. That's some more dual damage going over to 0, thanks to Gremlo. And this Luna, she pops that BKB. They get a Chronosphere off, but they're not going to be able to do much more than that, as Rises will run away. Crow, though, in position here, does have that whip. They need a little bit more damage to taking Oracles here. Oh my goodness, that's a dead Faceless Void.
Got the Purge on the back end, super nice positioning. You almost wish that Arkosh had the glimpses in these fights, but they're finding a way to make it work anyway.
Definitely looking impressive. Shaggy, ooh. Monkey will take down High Shaggy here.
I also like this shard for the Timber. I think it's another way to get a little mini disable for their lineup. This slow really helps him stick on supports or stick on the Invoker. You don't always need like the hardest of stuns, right? So these little things add up, and you know, I like this here. Forsaken Oracle turns to get the Quap ult, which means he doesn't get Sunstrike. You should have predicted the fact that this man would be that aggressive, right?
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, I'd say that a lot of people know him to be extremely aggressive, sometimes very, very greedy, and then this chance, it just paid off for him.
Here is the Roshko. This is what I want to see them do.
Dire's
Luna's already up to Scotty. She's almost 8,000 ahead of this Faceless Void after this Rosh goes down. This is where put the Aegis on your Luna, send her high ground, end the game. You're stronger, you have a stronger timing. You don't need to wait for anything. Take your first map win of the division. They even have the SD illusions to siege with it too. So you have some killability in terms of overwhelming odds or some Invoker spells, but SD Luna, it's a classic high ground siege mechanic for a reason. It's just infinite, right? Doesn't cost you anything.
Costs you a little bit of mana, and that's about it. Aegis online for Luna. Be interested to see how Black and Yellow decide to approach this, if they'll try to make a broad, smoking, sweeping sort of thing. Forsaken Oracle, there's just an item on the ground over there. All right, and Pale Horse is already just being allowed to siege. There's no one here. So push out the fortification. They do have a couple of these nice illusions created by the disruption.
That's a glyph down. That's an early glyph.
Claro que eu tô com vontade mesmo.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
DDTV.
Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. Queen of pain. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team.
Tide Hunter. Bang.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
I speak for the trees.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Grimstroke.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Gyrocopter!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Luna. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Slark.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
The sack.
Choose your hero. Ten seconds remaining. Prepare for battle. Thirty seconds to battle. The battle begins.
First blood.
First blood. Just a little.
Oh, great. That's great. Great! That's a lot of damage! Oh, wonderful, isn't it? Simply delicious.
you watching?
Oh, great. That's great. Great!
Approved and after that. Off with you.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Worthy tribute. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
After all. It should have been you.
Pathetic.
Fades.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Approved and after that.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And the world.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Bounty.
The Shrek.
Grateful. Radiant structures are fortified.
Must be dreaming.
I'm sure. Know your. Come to me.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Worthy tribute. Dire are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll take that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
You should have vanished before I noticed you.
A lot of damage.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bounty.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire are scanning.
My life ends.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Where's my pension?
Radiant are scanning.
That's great. Great!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You should have hid when you saw me coming.
Haste! Worthy tree. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. tower is under attack. Dire are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Come!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
My pension!
That's a lot of damage! That's a lot of damage!
Thanks for that. But I hadn't spawned yet.
Do not cross the dark moon. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Clearly not your
From whence
best.
it came.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the dark. Blessings upon a loyal warrior. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is falling.
That worked? That worked! Ah, no, not again!
I'll take that.
Pull roots and run!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
For my coffers.
Illusion. Dire are scanning.
Thanks for that.
Share my torment!
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Come! Come!
Dire's top tower is under attack. Haste!
Sorcery! Oh, great. That's great. Great! Oh, wonderful, isn't it? Simply delicious.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
touch the skies.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is falling. Dire's top tower is falling. Roshan has fallen to the Dire. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Illusion. I'll take that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been killed.
Monster kill!
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is falling. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been killed.
The glens are calling.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Dire are scanning. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
When the time comes,
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's turret has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
not as impressive as the original. For my coffers.
Oh, that's nice.
Monster kill!
Dire's courier has been killed. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds. Dire Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. Queen of pain.
Are you ready? Good. Game number 3. It's going to be Black and Yellow versus Arkosh Gaming. Oh, I'm trying to I'm put production under some stress right now. I actually made some requests. You may see them later.
10 seconds remaining.
My regards to the sound guy and light guy. I see we're short-staffed. Arkosh.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Okay, I'm satisfied. Do we have a draft though? Is that the real question? I don't know if we have a draft yet.
Oh, we do.
We do.
The only way to satisfy me is for this series to go to Game 5.
That's the true definitive test. Is a BO5 randomly in the middle of the DPC?
Yeah, it's like you lose your best of 3 and you're like, look, let's play it best of BO5.
The
change the
runbacks.
rules. Yeah, you just change the rules, and then if they beat you again, you say best of 7.
What if it was the winning team? The winning team is like, you know what? I'll beat you in one more game.
That's valid. Yeah, should give you an extra DPC point. Throw it in there. What's 1 point? Means nothing.
Dude, that's like football rules, American football rules. Go for the. Do you go for
the extra point or the
field goal?
No, it's not a safety.
5 seconds.
No, safety is when
No, the 2-point conversion. There
Exactly.
we go. That's a football analysis. If Kyle was here, he wouldn't have fucked that up. I'm just telling you guys.
That is true.
Yeah, and here I am, European. Like, we don't have that in football. Like, what football are we talking about?
Football.
Yep. Yeah, Bane and Invoker, another like global presence coming out from Black and Yellow this time around. They don't have IO, so gonna be a bit difficult to set things up. There's still Spirit Breaker in the pool if they want to go for it. There's also Snapfire, which is probably the best position for.
You're describing good heroes, but you're not describing Arkosh heroes.
Yeah,
that's the bit of a problem there.
Oh, they can play this.
The lights showed up for that
the
one.
brief flicker.
They did, briefly. Wow, a lot of reserve time being dedicated to their second pick. Is it going to be the Furion? It is going to be the Furion.
Okay.
Yeah. So they need to ban out Sven, most likely. It's a good laning partner with the Bane, of course. They have kill threat and deals well with the Treants. They decide to ban it out.
It just does so well when he gets to like split push stage. Like they dealt with that so many times with Leshrac, for example. I think I know why he thought Ags was good that game though, because I think it's when they go for the link and double silence, it stops you from attacking while you're rooted. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's a root and a disarm?
I think it's a disarm because there was a team fight as well where it came through hitting everybody and it disarmed everybody. I think.
Remaining.
I might be wrong, but I think that's why they did it, because it's like a cool combo with the
because that's actually pretty interesting, because root and disarm is pretty rare. It's Crystal Maiden, Treant Overgrowth.
I don't remember the disarm part. Might be wrong.
I feel like
it's not. Maybe if it is, I was not informed. Like I did not receive an email about
so you just
that.
bashed his itemization for 40 minutes on panel.
We'll see.
Trash. I see.
That was
no
kind of cool.
advantages to
Slightly
it.
cool. Took farm off the map so Grimstroke could never get Ags. You know, things like that.
I'm investigating. Ah, yes, it does disarm and provides true sight.
For how long?
For as long as the root.
For as long as you can.
So kind of good against
the root scales from 2 seconds to 3.8 seconds, which means that the disarm would scale similarly.
Yeah, so you wait till it gets that double link, double
5 seconds remaining.
wife thing, silence, and then you give him the root.
Which I'm also curious if
still not convinced.
If Monkey, well, if Monkey is hero targeting it on the soulbound target, then also you're getting 2 Wraths of Nature, because that duplicates.
Yeah, they go with
cool.
Spirit. Let's focus on that one.
That's cool.
That's what I'm saying, but it didn't work.
I guess
At least it
not.
didn't win them the game, at least.
I mean, it doesn't do that much damage that way because then you're like spawning
yeah,
them
exactly.
at the same fight where
But
you're
two of them, though.
But you probably get at least 10 last hits when you do
10
that.
seconds
So
It's all about the
probably
goals,
worth.
last hit
Yeah, dude,
sounds.
the Midas eggs. That's the way to go.
5 seconds.
Spirit Breaker
remaining.
ends up making its way to the second phase, but Black and Yellow protect it. They banned out the Shadow Demon, as well as the Weaver and the Monkey King, Arkosh. They banned out the Sven, as you suggested, and a bunch of other stuff that Nature's Prophet doesn't want to deal with, the Luna and the PA.
Those farming carries. That's what they don't want to touch.
Yeah, now they need to show their position 4 and 5. Like you want to pair up Nature's Prophet with something tanky as a position 4. I do not want to see like. I mean, you can get Clockwork. I'm a big fan of Disruptor once again against both Spirit Breaker,
Radiant
Bane,
team
and
pick.
Invoker.
Beastmaster.
Okay, so this is Nature's Prophet
Ooh, I
5.
really hope it's not a Gremlo Nature's Prophet.
Why?
Because we're going to see Aghanims again.
It's a classic.
Jenkins Prophet's a classic?
Jenkins, the content creator, Prophet is a classic. Yes.
Oh. Well,
10
then I can't
seconds
wait.
Remaining.
I sense
I mean-
a lot of sarcasm.
I
5
can't
seconds
wait.
remaining.
Gonna have to
Dire
lane
team
stabilize against the Spirit Breaker, which sounds okay. They're really getting out of their comfort zone here.
They are. I'm
I'd say,
impressed.
But hey, Snapfire's pretty solid. Snapfire plus Beastmaster. Feed the cookie to the boar. Launches himself. Feed it to a hawk.
Yeah, those
Has anybody
boards
ever done that
feel-
before?
I don't think I've seen that before. The Hawk always has a
10
tendency to
seconds
fly back to,
remaining.
like, even if you force staff the Hawk, it'll fly back to where it came from, or
5
fly back to where it was
seconds
targeted to.
Oh, so like if you push off
Radiant
course, it always
team
knows where
back.
true north is due to genetics?
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
The internal compass.
Of course. So if you force feed a cookie to a Beastmaster Hawk,
It'll go forward, it'll land,
and then you
it'll
can eat
fly
its
back.
liver,
Team
and it's
back.
called foie gras, right?
I don't know what foie gras is. You're speaking to a vegetarian.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was probably the wrong person to look at. So foie gras is
Faux gras, all right.
Yeah, it's
Deep
like a-
what it is.
you like it's a little brutal. You force feed a goose to make
Oh,
their
yes.
liver really
I
fatty,
do
and then
know
you
this.
eat their liver, and it's so it's sort of relevant, but also still gross.
And also extremely fucked up. You're force
Come on.
feeding a goose. You're force
Look, I
feeding a
can-
So
goose.
Gyrocopter
It's a little, it's an extreme version of eating meat. Let's call it that.
against Nature's Prophet, Beastmaster is going to be okay. Bit worried about Bane because, like, playing into Beastmaster boar, you can't really do that much. You want to kill the boar, of course, but the slow, the cookie, the minus
Radiant
armor that you get from
team pick.
Snapfire, you actually get an extra, like 0.5 more, I would say, coming out from the Lil Shredder. Usually it's 2 heroes hitting you, but this time around you have also 4 or 2, so that's quite a lot of damage on top of all the minus armor.
Well, how would you feel about like Prophet just going Medallion this game as well? Because then they're gonna have like
10
Beastmaster
seconds
plus
remaining.
Snapfire minus armor plus Medallion. It just feels like it should give them better
5
rush control,
seconds remaining.
assuming they win a fight.
Also assuming that Prophet can farm it if he's doing it from the 5 position.
I mean, it's a Medallion. That's like anybody can afford a Medallion. You can like
Yeah.
take your hands off the keyboard and buy a Medallion.
So yeah, I guess cast a few ults. Whoops.
Is it time for Pale Horse, Phantom Lancer?
Dire
Legendary.
team pick.
One of the most legendary ones, and there we go.
Way to call it.
It does work great, right? Dodge EMP, pretty straightforward. Make Bane feel useless most of the time. Just swarm him, ideally. Spirit Breaker can charge through, but you can reset your HPs, so a little bit less clear who is who. And then you kind of eat flat cannon, not a big deal.
10
Pretty high
seconds
armor, so-
remaining.
Yeah,
good.
and they're pretty confirmed that Leshrac can't be slotted
5
into this
seconds
black and yellow
remaining.
draft either, so solid PL pick. Why aren't we seeing PL against Bane more often? I feel like where Bane is so popular, you'd think we'd see more. Yeah.
Think he's very situational. Like this is so far a good game for PL. That's why I call it 2 minutes for black and yellow to think about their last pick. Maybe something like an offlane Kunkka comes to my mind, which can work, or so that you have a bit more cleave.
Ripper.
You may
That's
now
not
select
Kunkka, but
your
okay.
heroes.
So what is
Offlane,
that?
SB, Hoodwink,
Offlane
Yeah,
Spirit Breaker.
Hoodwink 4. Okay,
Hmm.
so that's going to be there to pressure PL as well as Prophet. They should be able to deal with the trees okay with the Acorn Shot, deal some good damage. They should be able to catch Prophet often too, using Scurry and things like that. So that's what pushes me less effective. It's more burst damage, more stun. Like he can follow up on like SB initiating and chain stun and get kills. So I don't know. It's maybe like lane wise fine, but like kill wise mid game it looks strong.
Lacoste, I don't need to ask you what you think about this, because I already know. Production, please, if you could show us what Lacoste thinks about this game. The best part of going to game 3 is knowing that Lacoste will be awakened until 4 a.m.
What time is it right now? 2:30. Like this.
Oh my God, this
Right
is a 90-minute
now,
game.
if I'm at home, I'm just watching The Office, you know, just chilling. So glad to be here. They could also put my response. Only 2 replies, 37 likes. Not a banger tweet. Good
Not
one,
a
Kyle, but not a banger tweet.
Nice try, bestie. We'll see you maybe in another reply, Kyle. If you're watching The Office, though, I got something equally cringe. It's game number 3 of Arkosh versus Black and Yellow.
I don't even know what to do with that throw. Good lord. Yeah, you know, I'm hoping it's not a 90-minute game, but, you know, these things could happen. We have Gremlo on his Nature's Prophet this time around, which the guys have very little confidence in. What do you think here?
I don't know why. I haven't seen it on him on it yet, so my expectations are extremely high. You know, it's also very European vibes from the panel. You know, what is better than a Game 3 North American Division series between any American teams, frankly? There's nothing I would rather stay up for. I mean that in all sincerity. I've enjoyed watching the scene for many years. People consistently underrate it. The results tend not to deliver on that, but this year will be different, as we say every year. And I'm always excited to watch Dota. I think we once again have a very interesting draft from Arkosh. They're taking it to the zoo. Everybody loves the zoo.
Do they love the zoo though? I'm not a big fan of the zoo.
I mean, I don't know if they're
I'm a little depressed when I go
love
to the
it.
zoo.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna love it after this game, but that's where they're going. You got
30
animals everywhere,
seconds to battle.
PL illusions, Furion summons, Beastmaster summons. Not a lot of AoE on Black and Yellow's side to deal with it directly. They really want to get to some gyro items in terms of his 3rd or 4th item before he's really killing all of it with the flak. So some interesting interactions to go down.
Speaking
Aggressive
of
cookie.
possibly going down here, but just gonna force away Dubé over in this middle lane.
The battle begins.
We once again saw the first pick co-op, so Forsaken Oracle, he doesn't care about matchups. He just says, I'm gonna first pick my mid hero. You can counter pick me with whatever you want. I'll probably lose the lane anyway, it doesn't matter. That is a great philosophy to have if laning is not your strength, because at least you're opening up some value for your teammates down the road, right?
I think it's very important that you realize your strengths and your weaknesses, and in Forsaken Oracle's case, you know, maybe not the strongest laner, so by making that, you know, realization, he can say, okay, I know I'm going to lose this, but I have a backup plan. I know what I'm going to do next time. So once we get out of this laning phase, I'm going to make those rotations, and I'm going to get, you know, a triple kill or whatnot. But yeah, he's definitely struggling a little bit here right off the bat.
Yeah, not the best trade for him in terms of regen going up against that triple Colossus Invoker right off the bat. We saw this. It was a tactic he used in one of the earlier games against EG where he took 500 damage with a Razor Link under the tower at level 1. He seems to like these level 1 trades that are just extremely unfavorable for him, but a very unique tactic. I'm sure other mid laners are going to pick up on it soon. We'll see how it pays off in the long term.
I mean, we always say that the ones that set the meta are the ones that usually end up winning the tournaments, and quite frankly, Arkosh has not proven that by any means just yet, but
they're definitely trendsetters. I don't know what trends they're setting, but they're setting them.
It's just we're too boomer. We're too boomer. We can't figure out the 4D chess play that they've got going on here. Maybe that's why AUI did so well with them for a while before they kicked him, of course, because he just wasn't really that up to date with what they were trying to do. But that's a man who likes to play 4D chess.
Yeah, he's also just a better player, so that helps. But they do have some good things going for them. This Beastmaster, I'm excited to see what happens. He's pretty much having a free lane up top. We see some lane equilibrium get disrupted, and he has triple range creep coming into him. There's no sight Beastmaster likes better than he's 200 gold off helm, and he's going to get a bunch of solo XP under his tower. So they did a nice job of setting this lane up well for him, and he's going to have a really good game. He's getting, like I said, a lot of solo XP, exactly what you want to have happen, but first blood on Gremlo.
I mean, all is correct in the world, generally speaking, right? You know,
Yeah,
all
you're
part of the plan.
gonna give a couple of those no matter what. It's actually surprisingly easy to die on this Furion hero on support. You haven't played it in a while, so I'll give him, you know, one rusty death.
All right. I'm sure he's feeling very pressured right now, though, because he heard that you wanted to, you know, really evaluate his play.
If I'm the one putting the pressure on him, he
You
reevaluate
are,
his
though.
pro career choices.
He really looks up to you. You know that he actually has a framed photo of you next to his
That
bed.
just sounds creepy.
I didn't say it wasn't creepy. I just said he has it.
I'll have to have a conversation with Slacks.
Do you really want that conversation? Gremlo, is he gonna die again? That's the second death
I told you I'm
in
not big on
this
affiliations.
bottom lane.
Stay out of wherever I am.
Yeah, now it's rough. This is not a hero that you want to fall behind on the lane with. He's traditionally designed to destroy his lane in terms of really racking up the damage on the support. This Hoodwink also started with a Ring of Basilius, which traditionally is going to fare extremely poorly versus Furion lane because you just stick the treants on him. He doesn't have the extra armor. He doesn't have the extra regen. He should never get a pull-off. I think this lane really should be going better for Radiant, but at least at the end of the day, their PL is free farming, which just could be the name of the game for Arkosh.
Right now, very evenly distributed in terms of last hits and denies for both of the cores, 15 and 2 on the Phantom Lancer, 14 and 2 on Gyrocopter. I will say, though, I expect to see the Gyrocopter probably farm a lot faster, considering the kit that he has. When he eventually moves into that jungle, right? He takes some of the stats and whatnot.
In the early stages, for sure. He has his own way of farming. I always feel like this hero shouldn't farm that fast, but he tends to keep up decently well. As long as he can get to those timings and use them for skirmishes, the early diffusal manta timing, he'll be high net worth. Just a question of, you know, does he have the friends to help him accomplish that?
I always feel like Pale Horse just doesn't have a lot of friends, and even though it is his team, I feel like he does get held high and dry a lot of the times.
Oh, get that courier, Gremlo, come on.
Little movement coming out from Jubei, wanting to make sure that he can't grab up the water rune. Pretty quiet otherwise right now. Empty bottle on Forsaken Oracle. Definitely doesn't feel super great.
Yeah, Gremlo playing the salve carrier of all eternity every game, it seems like, so no exception here. Picking up multiple salves, keeping his PL on the lane. Just wants his friend to be happy. That's all.
It's the baby bird meta. We keep talking about this, you know? It's he opens his mouth and wants Gremlo to chew up his food and spit it into it for him, you know?
All of us.
I hear Forsaken Oracle is also very
One way to
into
paint the
that.
analogy.
More fun this way.
Who said it was an analogy? Mid lane, that EMP tornado connecting over onto Forsaken Oracle. Little cold snap action going on as well, but we do have that bottle full for Forsaken Oracle.
I don't know what happened in this lane, but this is an absolute destruction of the lane. You should not have 18 denies at 5 minutes with a Quaswex Invoker versus almost anything, I think. I don't think I've ever seen that in a long time. This Quap is extremely poor.
What happened? Because in game number 1, right, it felt like he not necessarily dominated that middle lane, but it definitely went much better.
He might just be dead here.
He's looking pretty dead.
This is
That's
not working out well for him. The first pick Quap, he's going to have some recovery time here. What can we say? There's not really any analogy I can use to paint this any better. He just simply got out CS'd. So, you know, get good or go home. That's the nature of Dota.
That is indeed.
These young kids training hundreds of hours every week, they're going to show up.
I don't know if they're young anymore at this point.
Well, not all of them, but
Some of them, yeah.
I can already do this.
Oh boy, the all chat coming out now. Don't buy Lincolns, don't buy Aether. It's a little spicy.
both probably valid. Hard to talk shit when you get solo killed and you're getting out CS. It's hard though. So.
I mean, that's always been the nature of Forsaken Oracle. Let's be really honest here. Graham Logan up a couple clicks over onto Dunya. Can't quite get enough off in time though, because there's right back around. That acorn shot coming in handy, and this little squirrel's gonna be fine. And that's a completed urn now for this Invoker.
Yeah, I want to see this Furion go somewhere else in this game other than bottom lane. He's not having a lot of success down here. I think the strength of this hero is you either pick up the levels in the jungle while your core stays on lane, but Pale Horse has opted to go to the jungle. The other strength of this hero on a support is you can accelerate the tower taking early or be a part of these like river skirmishes. This is the kind of thing that can be pretty good for him.
Look at that teleport from Gremlo. Gonna reduce some of that armor. Final hit should get through here from Forsaken Oracle. Shaggy
Second
makes
test
his
is
way.
back, though.
Yeah, it's a really juicy one too. But got multiple heroes in the area. They're looking to defend this. Bunya sitting on the low ground. The charging coming out from Zero. Be a nice tornado EMP. The cold snap over to Forsaken Oracle. He's going to be able to run away. The cookie on forward will land over onto Spirit Breaker. Shaggy taking a lot of damage. They have the sentry. They've got the vision. Need a little bit more and they'll be able to find it. Forsaken Oracle did jump back in, but they have the roar and they're just going to just rip apart over here on Zero. They need one more hit to do the trick and they will find it. And this is a lot of space now for the Phantom Lancer, who's just been allowed to go and hit creeps.
Forsaken Oracle talking the smack, makes the comeback. He's just not a lane player. All he's doing is setting up his opponents for destruction. When he kills them later, he gets more gold swing back. Suddenly, he is tied with Invoker almost in net worth after this play. Huge kills for his Beastmaster, huge kills for his Nature's Prophet, who is falling behind. This man is playing for his team, talking about experience. That's what great leaders do. We're seeing it here. Let's hope Shaggy does not crumble under the all-chat pressure, but I'm sure he's used to it. Almost every game I see anybody in NA in a pub, there's no end to the all-chat pressure. It's psychological warfare.
I feel like they thrive in it at this point. Wow, look at the damage coming out from Dunya. Pale Horse trading hits here with Dunya. They've got a charge coming in. Gonna try to go for that tornado. Doesn't quite connect. Dunya though, the click really wants this. Looks like Zero should be the one who grabs it though. As Crow teleports down. There's no mana left though on him, so gonna try to get the kill on Dunya. Hiding into the trees. The Sprout is not enough though, because we'll lose Crow, and now, oh dear. Gremlo taking a little bit of a nap as 4 heroes over on the side of Black and Yellow. Just chase them down. It's a triple kill for Zero.
Save your buddy syndrome. I do like PL, you know, he charged back into the SB charge. If you're gonna go down in style. At least they get some return net worth in terms of his Beastmaster taking top. I think that was an inevitability. No one's going up here and defending it that easily this game.
Is that what you told your team when you would captain? Just like, if you're gonna go down, stab boys.
Oh yeah,
Turn back around, get back in there.
Throw your spells, maximize your value, throw a spray down.
Throw a spray down.
Win a small victory in the jaws of defeat.
It's a good mentality.
Oh, this is just the replay of
the murder of
great debate.
Is it a debate?
Bottom tower is under attack.
I don't feel like this was a debate. They saw all of these just all the heroes down in this area.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate TPing position, I guess, but you're just getting sucked into a bad number slate. Once your PL gets gone on there, you just leave him. Go make a play somewhere else.
Shaggy looks very joyful here.
They have Furion ult online, though. They also have Snapfire ult. This is the time to shine. Get the big Sprout combos, the big Roar combos. Phantom Lancer's on 200 HP. I don't really know what happened. I didn't see it, but it appears he's getting pressured pretty heavily in this game.
I had a little bit of breathing room earlier, right? Because I had that whole engagement over in the Radiant Triangle. So I was able to hit creeps, but I think that one death in the jungle really surprised him. So now he's trying to scramble to make up for it.
Yeah, I think their strongest heroes is Beastmaster. I really like to see them use it. Either bring it to mid, smoke him into something, use him with the Snap ult, with this Furion ult on top. It's a really nice spell timing. And this Invoker's super far on mid, so this is the kind of opportunity you want to be able to use.
They're going to make a wrapping move, though, because you have the Phantom Lancer and you have the Beastmaster over just jungling.
Beast can also just control this area. It's not the worst for him, but...
But is that how you prefer to see him play right now, considering the pressure that has been applied to Pale Horse?
I mean, it can be okay in certain games. I just think games like this where he's your strongest hero, he's the guy who has the best interactions in terms of he runs these summons in, Bane doesn't want to deal with them, Invoker's not the best at dealing with them, Hoodwink isn't killing them this early in the game. You want to use your strongest hero usually to retake the map and give back to your weaker teammates.
Did Pale Horse get stuck on the eye spot? Is that why they needed the cookie to get him off?
I hope that wasn't the case. But I can't say for certain. I'm not watching this PL farm too closely.
Under attack.
Fair enough.
Invisibility. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They have the vision on Forsaken Oracle. They open up with the EMP, follow up the Fiend's Grip, and they just want to make sure that he's not able to escape, and that is exactly what they'll do.
Will we see an all chat after this kill? That is the question.
That is the big question.
We will not.
Oh.
Teams are taking the game seriously now.
Are they?
Somebody.
They'll turn back around on Gremlo and just land the sharpshooter. It feels like black and yellow are just kind of dismantling Arkosh right now.
Yeah, these exchanges are not going this way. Quap, I don't know if Quap's going to get to an item this game at this rate. It's looking pretty grim, and the fights aren't going to get easier for her. Meanwhile, Rises, he's just doing Rises thing, accelerating at an extreme pace with ancient stacks and all of this bottom map that got opened up, so... I guess they did have to cook him. I mean, how did he get up there, though? Doppled up there and got stuck? That's just unlucky. What can you do?
So we'll keep watching this.
This is what happens late at night.
We all start to descend into
The
madness.
viewers and editors need to have a little fun.
Well, they're gonna put everything they can on Dunya. They'll find a kill, but follow from black and yellow. They're here with a vengeance. They know that there's no roar. And Wild Wing just chasing after Jubei over here is disarmed. But seems to be the end of this engagement. Into the strange. Rises, though, just too tanky for this Queen of Pain to be able to burst out, as Pale Horse does manage to take the tower. Zero was charging in, but will back off because the rest of the side of Arkosh is in position.
That was an ambitious Quapple, to say the least. Level 9 Quap trying to ult down this level 12 Gyro, already at 1800 HP with the Ags online, taking the stats build. Not a huge fan of these stats builds, but he can probably go whatever build in this game. He's just going to get so high level so fast that just hit that timing and try and deny the early Roche that the Beast wants to do.
Dire are scanning.
Looks like they're gonna finally force Monkey out of this jungle area.
Shadow
you have a
Blade.
charge, yeah, they finished up the Shadow Blade and on Zero. I didn't quite see that coming. I'm sure he must have suspected them that the strike follow up with that tornado Sunstrike. Everybody's just trying to get a piece of Monkey.
Yep, and this Invoker went back for the Midas, traditional build to help him scale in this game, get into those later items, whether it's the Ags or finish the Vessel, whatever he wants to do. And this Quap is just falling farther behind. When I said she might not get to an item this game,
You
might
weren't
not
kidding.
get to an item this game.
Well, Cookie a little bit off the mark there as Pale Horse just goes running in.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Got the double
attack.
damage on the Quap. But it's not finding that opportune moment as Gremlo here in the bottom lane. He's got a charge on him. I'm sure he realizes that this is on its way. Gonna just try to back off from the tower. There is no tower for anyone to teleport to him, though, so this is looking like a dead nature's prophet.
Gold for the Gyrocopter.
Yes, because he really needed more.
Yeah, he does. He's not, he's not strong enough yet. So.
Well, he's on his way. Much faster than Forsaken Oracle, that's for sure.
Yeah, Pale Horse has Diffusal, but
Another charge here from Zero. The Fiend's Grip, the EMP, and the Collect.
Radiant's middle tower.
Monkey
is
nearby
under
here. It's
attack.
gonna get bushwhacked here by Dunya. Gonna launch some of these Snapfire Kisses. They need to find a way. Okay, there we go. There's a kill. Find the kill on Dunya. Zero, though, hunting around. Monkey's gonna take one of those homing missiles right to the head. Crow will hide. Go and dig himself up a little
Dire's
snack.
top tower is under
They don't have a lot of ways of being able to push them off of this tower right now. Again, Pale Horse continues to farm, but all right, Gremlo jumping in, maybe jumping into his death at Ice Wall, slowing him down quite a bit. Jubei getting off a couple of these little clicks as Rises. Black Cannon. Bust out has that homing missile. Forsaken Oracle joining in. Is going to get nightmared. And Zero. Choo-choo, where's it going?
Rises
Yeah.
showing them respect right there. Didn't know where that PL was, didn't want to get caught off guard with this play. Diffusal just wants to hit his timing, end the game with it. But we're already seeing this alacrity on the Gyro too. It's a really strong combination. Gyro with the split shot similar to Medusa. These heroes benefit a lot from damage or attack speed buffs.
is under
It's
attack.
one of my favorite combos. It's nice to see them using it, even though it's a pretty early level alacrity, so not doing too much yet. But he will hit hard. And it's going to help him scale a lot versus PL2. Gyro is definitely one of the better carries in terms of dealing with this hero for the majority of the game. Just the way he itemizes, the way he scales in the fights, the flat cannon, getting the early Mjolnir, tanks up. It's a pretty nice matchup for him, and this Hoodwink, he's gonna scale pretty decently in this game too, in terms of he's just going for a Veil into straight Maelstrom build. It's a little extra lightning, a little extra magic damage. These little things add up, and it makes it way harder for Pale Horse to just run in these fights and start hitting people with only 1,000 HP.
You think we're gonna see the Gleam there?
Definitely possible. It's
like it'd be very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, the jump forward from Forsaken Oracle does get pushed back, but they have the roar. The follow-up does manage to get the break. It's jump forward. Oh, it's not going to be able to connect. A nice Sonic Wave coming out from Forsaken Oracle will make sure that they cannot finish that charge coming out from Spirit Breaker. But in the bottom lane, they're just clearing out the creep waves. They're clearing out these trees. And instead, this time, Arkosh, they're just going to walk right into the Roche Pit and try to solidify this little bit of advantage they've got going on, if you can even call it that right now.
This is how you use your Beastmaster's network. Also, early Sword Crest on Crow, a lot of minus armor synergy, a lot of high single target physical focus. Big Gyro is here.
Big Gyro is indeed here, and Pale Horse is getting clicked away here by this Black. Gonna have to back off. They'll regroup, though, on the side of Arkosh. It's Black and Yellow. Still over here in this mid lane. Continue to push out this creeps over on the side here.
They got this Orchid up on Furion, so it's going to help them play the map. I actually like these kind of builds on support Furion. I think you just play for whatever feels best in the game or what's going to help you have an impact on the fight. I don't like these two passive builds that are like, you know, get a bunch of small ore items or something. I think they really pay off on this hero in terms of the timings you can hit, but you have to be the one using it aggressively. It doesn't do much when you're getting gone on, so.
I think he has to just figure out where he wants to move, and it is a tough game, right? When you consider the fact that there is a Spirit Breaker that's going to be hunting you the entire time. If you hang out too far into trees, you're going to have a Hoodwink just bushwhacking you.
Yeah, I mean, he got spotted on this deep lane ward bottom. Basically, just needs to use treants to farm, not show on the map. He also doesn't want to take too much of the easy lane farm from his cores, so he needs to think about where he goes. Ideally, you want to farm, like, even in this enemy triangle, get some deep ops up, help your team play the map.
Forsaken Oracle, they've got the lockdown. Look at this, the slow, leisurely click from Jubei. I'll make sure that they remove Forsaken Oracle from their jungle.
This is one of those games, you get Aegis on your PL, but what's it doing for you? Doesn't really help you take any areas, doesn't help you team fight. It's just about stalling the game and hoping you get to a better timing, but that's a long ways away.
Taking out Crow, the call down. He's gonna cookie hop forward out of the trees. Gonna try to teleport out. It's looking like, oh, that was very, very close.
Drops the easy, too easy. For Crow teasy, or whatever the meme is.
Granny got moves.
Great!
I like how Arkosh, they like chat wheeling to applaud their teammates when something good happens. I guess just because it's so rare, but it's nice to see that type of camaraderie. A lot of teams positive. Yeah, a lot of teams are just too sarcastically aggressive these days.
The Nightmare on the side. Pale Horse with the double damage. He's hoping that he can finish off Jubei. He's going to turn his attention over to Shaggy as the Mortimer Kisses will clean up. Back in, though, from zero. Horse just not a lot of mana. They'll go for the Sonic Wave. Meatball gets dropped. They've broken the PL, but he's still charging here. Still looking to see if he can close the gap. He's going to back off a little bit. He's going to skirmish. Nice roar coming out from the Beastmaster. It's going to be a scream coming out from the Quap. That's going to pop the Aegis as Rises does fall. That silence being placed on zero, but it doesn't last a whole heck of a lot of time. A couple clicks. They've got the different whips coming out here, trying to just ensure that they can get the kill on zero, which they will find. And now Shaggy. Is he gonna? Yeah, he's fine. They're gonna back off.
Really nice way to use that Age 6 firing and get some chase down fight where these illusions just get to do a huge amount of damage. Monkey ends up getting big roar on the exact target he always wants to roar this game, which is that gyrocopter. Finish him off with, you know, a couple pokes from the Queen of Pain. Looks like she will get to an item this game. Really great for her. And we saw this use this Orchid on the Bane, which is basically his #1 priority in this game. Find the Bane, Orchid him up, help your team take him down.
Ooh, all right, there we go. Get that Orchid play here, Gremlo. He'll get himself a solo kill, but the follow-up is here in the form of Jubei. Something feeble, a follow-up as well with that Fiend's Grip because in comes Shaggy, and he's going to make him pay for it.
I mean, that's a 5 position, killing a 4 position, forcing TPs and a grip. What more can you ask for?
Dire's top tower is under
Maybe a
attack.
tower, you know. Maybe, you know, some extra.
No, they're getting the top, so
They are, and that's
the
going
wish
to
has been granted.
They knew.
Dire's
They just
top
knew my
tower
wish.
has
How
fallen.
wonderful.
PL's top of the leaderboard. We were talking about how far ahead this gyro was, but talk about momentum swings.
Dire's top tower
Arkosh
is under
unpredictable.
attack.
Just when you think they have no idea what they're doing, they make something happen.
I think they still might not know what they're doing. Let's be really honest here, but it's working for them. So.
There's glimpses of cohesion that look really good. I will say that. Just can they chain enough of it together to get the W here?
Dire's
Because by
top
no means
tower
are they
is
off
under
the hook.
attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under
They're
attack.
taking a lot of this area over on the side of the Dire, and they are managing to, you know, solidify and get that
Dire's courier has been
outpost,
killed.
and forcing Black and Yellow to play on the bottom end. So
Yeah, this Furion's being
Dire
super annoying.
are
They're
scanning.
devoting a lot of time to try and catch him, but
the perfect hero for Grimlow.
yeah, I almost think they should just be taking the fight to the targets that they can more easily gap close. If this breaker gets a charge on Furion, you know, great, that's cool. But just 5 Furion farming up some random camps, getting to the BKB is not going to really change the game. You don't have to overemphasize it. It's annoying, but
Dire's top tower is under
you really want to be
attack.
slowing down this beast control of the map. You want to be slowing down where PL can farm, and especially thinking about the next Roshan and who's controlling those areas. Don't give up too much vision, you know, chasing ghosts in the trees, so to say.
I think Gremlow's a gremlin, but they wouldn't be chasing ghosts.
Well, it's the ghosts of past Arkosh teams. You know, Shaggy's on the other
Radiant's
side.
bottom tower
He's an
is under
Arkosh
attack.
ghost.
Sure. We'll
He has
go with
Ghost Walk.
that. Okay, you sold me.
Established my pun.
You salvaged it. Satanic finish now for Gyrocopter. So as long as he's able to, you know, be able to hit things, he should be fairly survivable. Yeah, a little bit off the mark here with that bushwhack, but oh, choo-choo. Not gonna be here fast enough.
How many TPs can one man force in a game and not die? Gremlow is here to answer the question.
Dire's top tower is under
Do you have a
attack.
prediction?
It's got to be less than the amount of all chat we're seeing.
I mean, that'd be a lot of TPs.
It's been a decent amount. Probably at least 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, there's a reason why it's PL's top net worth. Have they pressured him at all after that early game? Not really. So
He's almost got a Scotty online too.
yeah, he's getting there. And this Gyro went for like the classic Ag Satanic build. He's tanky, he's pretty survivable, but his damage is reliant on this alacrity and getting the flax.
Ooh, a nice grip, a good Sunstrike, and a dead Gremlow. But again, this is the situation where there's a lot of attention being focused upon this position, 5 Nature's Prophet. And almost no pressure being placed on the Phantom Lancer.
Yep. This is 200 off Scotty, which is a huge item for him.
Bushwhack from Dunya. They've got a charge out over on Crow. He's gonna just lob some of these Mortimer Kisses, hoping that he can land over on Dunya. And he needs one more, can't quite get that range. It's a big range too. Thanks to that Essence Ring though, we'll be fine.
Saved himself with that sharpshooter bounce. It's actually a pretty hard interaction to think about a lot of times for a lot of
about
moving
that.
players, yeah.
How many times have we seen like an OD trying to get that
Dire's top tower
Meteor Hammer off, and they're just a little bit off the mark, plus the fact that they have the sharpshooter, they're able to sidestep it completely.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yep.
under
It's a pretty
attack.
cool thing.
Dire's top
That's just a
tower
tower.
has fallen.
That is a dead tower.
Radiant's
The
bottom
ratting
tower
is maybe
under
getting
attack.
into the head of Black and Yellow here. We saw them mauling about it last game. Now they're slightly on the back foot. Gremlow saying, "You mad?" Arkosh definitely plays the psychological game as much as the practical. That said, I am sure most teams and players have them all muted by now. So perhaps there's not much damage.
They're responding,
being
like
inflicted.
Shaggy's definitely responding to these
Yeah.
these all chats. I don't know about everybody else here on the side of Black and Yellow.
Shaggy's
but
just a chill dude. Talks
Yeah.
to everybody. Pretty hard to upset this guy. It's just too chill.
He's very chill. He also likes to post a lot of rap lyrics online. Looks like they're not going to chase after Zero too
Radiant's
hard.
middle tower
Gonna push
is
him
under
out of the
attack.
general vicinity.
Dire's middle tower is under
The
attack.
net worth, though, is again gone over now, this time to the gyrocopter. And they're just neck and neck. Very, very close. There's going to be a charge from Zero. Dunya is already in position, so they'll get rid of Gremlo, but they'll follow up with the roar. Doesn't last very long over onto Zero, so they'll try to slow him down just a little bit. He's got the charge, though. Forsaken Oracle, he just gets bopped over. Dunya hiding in the tree line. They need to put a little bit more damage over onto Zero. They don't quite have it. So he's going to be allowed to just choo-choo all the way through mid and teleport out.
So I've
Radiant's
watched
bottom
a
tower
decent amount
is
of
under
Arkosh
attack.
games right now, and every time I see Forsaken
Every
Oracle
Arkosh game
Quap,
that we forced you to watch.
yes, and every time I see this man's Quap, he insta-ults almost every person that he comes in contact with.
Out in
But for some reason,
Was
in this breaker game, he chooses not to ult it. In the one instance where they needed the ult to get the kill. So when I was talking about, I do not understand the psychology of this team. That's another great example. I don't understand this team, but it might pull out the victory here. So
I mean, there's something to be said about having so much chaos that people just don't understand what you're doing. A little one-on-one action here. Gremlo definitely loses this battle, but again, drawing so much attention while they're putting pressure on their base. They did use the fortification, of course. Use the Hawk to get a little more vision. They just see Jubei there. Doesn't look like they want to. Oh, maybe they do. See them creeping along the side. Rises in
Yo, with the
Jubei.
flank.
Yeah, look at the flank immediately. Oh gosh, they just blow up Jubei. Gremlo is buys back, wants to be a part of this. And those spider legs are making a move pretty quickly, but that silence, the slow on top of it. Crow finding the kill. As they'll drop the meteors. Shaggy trying to push them off of their base. They do not have this gyrocopter unless he wants to buy back, and I definitely don't feel like he really wants to. So Arkosh bringing the onslaught now into their base. They need the creeps. They don't have them just yet. A little nightmare over on Pale
Dire's top
Horse.
barracks are under
We'll buy a bit
attack.
more time in Zero. Looks like he was doing a little bit of creep cutting or something, or planning on it, but Gremlo gets into the pit here, starts fighting with Santa Roshan.
And a nice little delivery of a double damage rune to help you out.
Merry Christmas.
I would say you bottle it for sure. Yep. So they're going to be able to use that for a later fight because they don't even need it for this Roche. Beastmaster and -100 just takes it so fast, and of course the Gyro's dead. They have a really nice window to end the game here. Aegis for 5 minutes, double damage on this PL. He has his timing, the full Scotty and the Shard, level 20. These illusions are going to hurt. He can spam them freely. Just takes basically one good roar on this Gyro, and this game could end pretty fast.
Coin.
It's all about the positioning coming into play and making sure that they don't get picked off on the side of Arkosh. But yeah, like you said, you know, these illusions, they do a lot of damage, and when you have the shard like you do on the PL, you can just constantly be throwing them out and just kind of sitting back and relaxing. Look, Gremlo does wander right into the gyrocopter, and he has completed a dayless, so those hits hurt pretty badly.
Yeah, he's got 14 deaths. This is more than his team has in kills. But if you look at this, the numbers, you know, 14 deaths out of the 22 kills for Black and Yellow. Has Black and Yellow really been killing Arkosh that much? Or is it just this Yurion? Yeah, so
Hashtag just Gremlo things.
not the worst trade-off sometimes. You know, it's not
Radiant's
optimal
bottom
gameplay,
tower is
but
under attack.
It's working.
they're
Radiant
getting their PL to the
structures are
timing they want.
fortified.
So who's
Dire's
to
middle
complain about it?
tower is under attack.
Well, now here's the thing that they have to do is that Arkosh needs to stay focused, right? They can't afford to keep getting picked off.
Jubei's looking a little tired there.
What time is it over there?
It's not 4 a.m., so
Well, you know, maybe he spent a lot of time, you know, scrimming or practicing pubs. Maybe he was playing Axe Labyrinth. You know? I mean, I don't know what his gaming particulars are, but that is a very exciting mode that just came out.
I mean, maybe they shouldn't be playing too much Axe Labyrinth.
It depends on if they win or not, right?
Very true.
You're not a big Axe Labyrinth person.
Not
are
a big
you?
custom games guy. I always felt like it set a bad precedent, you know. You have to be devoted to Dota.
But it's also within Dota, so you're still...
It's a different game. It's not It's not ranked. You're not training. You're not becoming a better Dota player. I guess you could make an argument that maybe it in some ways does that. But
I mean, I can't honestly make that argument, but there is something to be said about taking a moment to maybe not fully detach, but take a breather.
there's no breathers in Dota.
There's no breathers.
When you're taking a break, some other kid across the planet is grinding out that game for that extra hour, the extra ranked game. We saw Yatoro playing pubs in between his matches at TI. He's not playing Ag's Labyrinth. He's playing to win that second Aegis that he knew he was going to get the first one.
Wait, do we know for a fact that he has never played Ag's Labyrinth?
I mean, he probably does. I don't know. But he might not, you know?
He might not,
And
yeah.
it's
But
that hunger, it's that mentality that is what drives great teams. And you want to generate that ethos on your players, especially.
if you're talking about, there's a kid over on the other side of the world that's also grinding. That's the same idea as like sleeping too. When you're sleeping.
Well,
There's
do it
always
in a
going to
healthy
be-
manner, by all means.
What is happening here?
The last time we saw Forsaken Oracle
He was-
laughing during a pause,
Giggling.
the game changed quite drastically on the resumption and it did not go well for them. So let's hope this bodes a little better.
That is the look of a very tired content creator.
It's also the look of a team of players who are close to their first victory after so many terrible losses.
That pressure.
That is a good feeling.
How much does that skew things though? We talk about, the mentality, right? We talk about, the psychology of playing Dota and all the all chat and the fact that they're getting so close to this victory. How much though does that end up actually affecting them? Okay, Oracle's just leaving. All right, cool.
I'm not going to pretend to understand the psychology of this team. I don't know where they're at. They could have just lost their minds and they're just laughing at ridiculous jokes that make no sense. That's probably the most likely answer.
Someone's mic is clipping and he's Pale Horse's. Is it Pale Horse's mic that keeps clipping and he's very angry? They're laughing at their own teammate who potentially could carry them to victory.
I mean, it's hard out here in the NA scene, Not a lot of sponsorship money going around. It's hard to afford good equipment sometimes. I
This
can
is
understand
true.
the troubles.
I have
So,
heard.
I will say this pause is Rise's DC pause, so it is probably a legitimate reason.
That's true. We did just lose Gremlo on top of that. So everybody's just DC'd here. Got a case of the giggles. Yeah, I remember the guys asked you during one of the breaks, just like, if Arkosh offered you money to scrim them, would you do it? And the amount just got higher and higher, and you're like, absolutely not. No.
They would not be high on my priority list, I would have to say.
So there's just no amount of money in the world that you would have caved. Because like we just said, sponsors for the NA region.
I mean, I wouldn't scrim for money, even if I wanted to, because it's a matter of principle.
Okay.
If I thought it would make my team better, I would do it.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
All right. A man of principle. I like it.
But I do dislike scrimming teams that do not take them seriously. Now, I cannot speak for Arkosh. They probably take their scrims very seriously, since they're a Division 1 team. So there's a chance, but they would probably not be high on my priority list because they're not doing too well, right? You always want to scrim the best so you can get challenged the highest potential, make you a better team.
I'm very impressed that you said that all with a very straight face.
I'm entirely serious all the time,
All the time.
except for all the times I'm not.
This man speaks the truth. Looks like they're ready. We do not have Gremlo, though. I'm guessing he has run off to the washroom, knowing him and the amounts of diet beverages he consumes on a regular basis.
So speaking of pauses, if you are ever in a competitive game that is paused, I think as a team, you should mentally talk to each other, reset, and get people on the same page, because there is definitely a very consistent pattern of post-pause, something bad happens to you.
Okay.
I've had it happen to me way too much. It's just a law of Dota. So you're Arkosh here. You had the momentum. You have this DDPL. He has Aegis. You're feeling good. You have a window to potentially end the game. don't let something bad happen to you post-pause.
All right, be our oracle then. Tell us what's going to happen if they don't take this seriously. What is the catastrophic event that's going to happen here?
Probably somehow you lose Aegis in a really bad position. You end up getting baited into a terrible fight. You chain feed, you get team wiped. Gyro takes the net worth lead, he gets to his next item, and you get counter thrown.
That is very bleak.
Well, you told me to paint a bleak scenario. This is what can happen, but Arkosh is a team of focus and determination, as we see consistently on their webcams. So I'm sure the leadership, whatever Forsaken Oracle's saying right now, you know, listen up, guys. I've been in these situations. I've had my items broken. I've lost TIs. This will not happen again. I can assure you, victory is guaranteed. First pick Quap. Lose my lane. Who cares? Time to lead my team to victory.
God, I thought we were listening directly to his comms right then. You do
That was a terrible.
great
That was a
impression.
terrible speech. I actually had no idea what he was going to say, so I'm sure he'll correct me later on Twitter.
I'm sure it was probably a terrible speech.
Yeah, mine might have been better, but let's see.
Radiant's
I hear that
bottom
you are
tower
quite
is under
the,
attack. Radiant's
quite
bottom
the-
tower has fallen.
Positive speaker. Can't think of the right term because I'm a little delirious right now. Dunya getting a position though. The break. Cookie forward will land over onto 0, but they're gonna doppel out. This is not looking good now as they get the roar off. All right, that's gonna be the Aegis.
He's lost Aegis in a deep position.
He did. Oh no, is it coming true? Oh, here comes Rises. He does so much damage as he uses the spider legs to move forward. Tailhorse, he's still behind here, trying to get the kill over onto Dunya. Does have to be careful to find the kill on Crow. High Shaggy will fall on top of that. Buybacks coming out in mass now for black and yellow. They do not want to give this up as Jubei also falls. As far here coming out from 0. They're going to try to get a Sun Strike off on the other side of the screen. It's the BKB being used by Monkey, trying to buy some more space, trying to just break some ankles. He's going to try to teleport out, but ooh, the bash. No, not going to make it out.
Well, I don't want to necessarily say anything more in this game because I might be cursing it, but they lost Aegis a little too deep there. Gyro pulled ahead in net worth. He's on his way to another item. Bit of a chain feed. They did triple buyback on Dire, but I'm telling you, these post-pause windows, very wonky. I guess the Forsaken Oracle speech was not enough to close out the game there. Though PL does live, so they can take some respite. They got the triple buyback as well. It wasn't really an economic victory for black and yellow, but a momentum victory for sure.
The problem is now, or rather the question is now, can they capitalize off of it? They had those buybacks. They managed to take out that Aegis. Can black and yellow now find some footing, get something out of this big buyout?
I mean, Gyro just got a butterfly off that. He's almost level 25 where he gets another flak talent. Just throw Alacrity on this guy and use him to make space in the fight. As long as he gets a Satanic off and he can get some good flak hits in, he might be able to turn this game around. I'm not making any promises, but
Doing plenty of damage, like you said. It's just a matter of staying alive in these fights. And they go for a smoke play on the side of Arkosh. Having Pale Horse lead the charge.
they're heading straight into Gyro here.
Straight into the gyrocopter. Can they lock him down though? There's gonna be the roar of the Sapphire. Can they use everything? And that's some dead rises with no buyback. Oh, and all the tips, the maniacs, trying to just rub it in, make them feel real nervous.
Yep, just caught sleeping. Gyro all alone, no one even close. 4-man smoke out of the base, basically. Normally not a smoke that would hit on such a high priority target. No one's blocking it. They're all just dealing with the summon rats at the top. And,
under attack.
I mean, you can't ask for a better smoke. It's just a matter of what Arkosh can get off this. No Roshan at the moment. So go high ground, force the buyback, which he doesn't even have.
Do not have it. They've got the Black Dragon. Great creep for being able to hit these buildings. 0. Forcing away the Acorn shot. Kind of hopping around a little bit. Pale Horse throwing out the Spirit Lances as he's going to rejoin with all the summons on the top lane. They want to finish it off. Doing this so very low. They're going to rip through this top racks.
Dire's
And
top barracks has
37
fallen.
seconds before gyrocopters back up again. Feel like they stick around. They've got a definite army of creeps and summons. Meatballs will clear out a little bit. Zero running forward. They have the Yules though. They do anything with it is the question. Looks like they're not going to go for a deep dive. Going to continue to focus up on the buildings. 15 seconds. Gyrocopter's going to be back up again. Dunis is taking so much damage every time he gets lance, every time he comes forward.
Door.
Now they need themselves some creeps, and they're on the way, but 5 more seconds. Gyrocopter's going to be up. Can they finish off the other racks? They'll only go pretty far. They're waiting this time. But this time, you're going to have the Gyrocopter up, a big sonic wave. Are they going to be able to finally take down the Spirit Breaker? Yes, they will. He's down for 104 seconds. With Flap, though, coming in hot to take down Juve. On the other end, Rises has that alacrity, just like you said, but their delta's splitting so fast, and they follow up. They get the kill on Shaggy. There's no Invoker now either. Arkosh is just running over the side of black and yellow, and yes, this Gyrocopter, he does massive amounts of damage, but he's got 3 of his teammates that are dead. Can he just stand on his own is the question. More Treants getting just deployed. Pale Horse not even bothering to hit an actual tower, just hitting random buildings here within the face. Rises again, pushing back. They do manage to take down Crow. Dunya finding that kill. They go for another smoke here. Are they fake backing or what?
Oh, they're real backing. Those flags add up fast. He is the raid boss. Pretty much 1v5ing the defense there. Very close call for black and yellow. Definitely not the exact outcome they want, but there's a glimmer of hope in this divine rapier. There's one thing I've seen turn around in many games. It is the Gyro or Medusa, sometimes Luna, divine rapier. These splash heroes using the raw damage might just be able to swing the game in their favor. What do Raxes matter? What do lanes matter? What do the kills and deaths matter? Just get a divine, go in the game.
It's all about the ancient, and it's all about the slaughtering.
He just needs to not get roared into PL. He can seriously clean up the back end on these fights.
How did they position him then, so that way he isn't?
I mean, it's tough.
Like, that's the issue. I look at this draft and, maybe, the Spirit Breaker throws his face in, right? Zero's been doing a great job with kind of soaking up a lot of the damage that's being tossed out in the lockdown. But they obviously know what their target is on the side of Arkosh.
Yes, it's all about this Gyro. These other heroes don't really do much. They can go in and make space, but honestly, they die so fast, it's not much space to be made.
The camera can't even keep up with how fast Zero's moving.
He's gonna get the bash?
Nope.
No bash. These PL illusions also just do a massive amount of damage in terms of you can just spam this Spirit Lance. Every 4 seconds, he went the Octarine build. These illusions were almost killing the Hoodwink in that last fight. She had to ult and Force Staff away. So that's where it's just really hard for Black and Yellow to engage with anybody outside of this Gyro who has to frontline. But he doesn't like frontlining because, again, he can just get Spirit Lance, daggered. There's this Roar threat that there isn't really a save on. You can sleep him, but
You don't really want to.
yeah, because PL never has to commit, which is exactly how these fights should be played for Arkosh. The best bet is if Black and Yellow can somehow get an angle or a smoke and maybe either flank or just go on a target themselves so that the fight starts on their terms. But when you're down 2 barracks, you're fighting versus a bunch of summons heroes, really hard to get these lanes out.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly the issue is that, you want to try to smoke, you want to get out of the space, but you've got so many creeps constantly pushing in. And you also have Greblo, right? You've got this ratting issue that you have to constantly be aware of. And that's one thing that, your supports on the side of Black and Yellow, not super great at, right? Because Bane, not really known for being able to push out waves. You can do some pushing, obviously, with Dunya on the Hoodwink, but it's not super efficient.
Yeah, I mean, Invoker, Breaker are not pushing the waves fast enough at this point, so the map's just terrible to play. This PL also got a Trickster Cloak, which is,
Good item for him.
in a lot of situations, arguably the best item for this hero. The durability it adds to your hero and illusions and just the extra invis in the fight on a hero that's super reliant on going in and out, especially in games where he builds hard, which he didn't here, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It just makes this hero way too annoying to deal with, way too annoying to kill. Might get a bit.
Goes for the BKB, the sharpshooter a little bit off mark, but get a couple nice dashes, so it doesn't even matter.
Yep, you can't TP out versus that Ags. He has the BKB Pierce on the charge, which was a nice addition for the hero, so.
Roche is back up though, so Arkosh already getting into position to be able to take this very, very quickly here, given the amount of damage, negative armor.
Ryze went for the S and Y over Divine, which
Into the Radiant.
I don't know. I feel like that Divine was their last ticket, so to say, in terms of pulling the game back and actually dealing with the PL at a high enough damage rate that allows him to engage into the fight. But he has it queued up. I just think it might come a little too late here.
I think he's just too concerned about his survivability.
I mean, he is, but
Dire are scanning.
Go big or
nothing
go
else
home
really
time.
helps him anyway at this point.
Yeah.
There's no item he can buy that's going to change the tide of the engagements outside of if he can just output a sheer raw enough high amount of damage that he doesn't die because everybody else is dead. And I think Divine's the best way to do that. So I'm a little disappointed that he didn't just understand the situation of the game, man up, go for that Divine purchase. I'm not sure the exact difference in win probability it creates. I mean, it might only be 3 or 5% or whatever, but I think it's definitely higher because now they're at a base defense situation without that rapier, and they have to cut through this PL twice, who again doesn't even have to commit to the fight.
Positioning coming out from Rises. Very far out of the base. Throughout the Spirit Lance, about what we'd expect here. Third charge coming out. Zero just clearing up the creep wave. But surprised that Rises is being so forward here. Cookie doesn't quite connect. Again, does do a lot of damage with that flag.
Refresher shard on this beast. He has double BKB, double roar, and a cheese.
Look at Rises, you know, again, clearing very quickly. Do get the Nightmare off over on Pale Horse, but he's got an Aegis as Rises again puts his body forward, hopefully up that missile.
I mean, we've been talking about this PL a lot, but this game has spelled out for so long. This Quap and Beast are also issues to deal with at this point. Full Shiva's shard on the Quap. We talked about these Beast items. Even Blink shard on this Snapfire. At any point, you can just blink in and chainstun off that roar.
Okay, there's the initiation over on the Beastmaster. They back off yet again, and it's just slow bleed, it feels like. Yes, Rises does all this damage, but Pale Horse just gonna keep backing in. Now, there's the Gleipnir that just got picked up. The Cookie Hop, though, will protect the PL. Sharpshooter doesn't connect. Just keep seeing these lances being tossed out repeatedly.
Yeah, this Gyro does damage. He also gets his mana burned. Just something we're gonna have to watch.
And then on the other side of the map, you've got, I almost said Monkey, you have Gremlow, right? He's just putting this pressure down, putting these Treants into your base. You can't focus on 2 lanes at once. I mean, they're doing a great job in holding right now, but it's a slow bleed, like we said. Pale Horse, another couple lances. Monkey hiding in the back lines here, waiting for the opportune moment.
Prizes is begging his team to buy some mangoes, mango him in the fight so he can get his mana back, be able to use that flat cannon.
So difficult.
This is really just a stall for him to get to the rapier goal, to be honest.
Zero, very far in there. Had that Lincoln's looking to follow up with the first try, get the bit of a break off. They get the police there as well, holding the place, but they do that. They follow up with the Sonic Wave. They do enough to take down Zero. Zero flying back and Rises. They managed to tell this guy. He's going to buy back immediately. They'll take out Crow. Crow buying back. So they're looking for the opening. They do manage to take out Forsaken Oracle. They still have the Aegis online here for this PL. Gremlow is going to be able to TP away. Pale Horse sitting a little bit low. Up the Lincoln's turn around, and he's just going to keep trying to kite over here. But Zero managing to close the gap over onto Monkey. Monkey does nothing more. Does have the BKB though, but he's taking so much damage. And they get a couple nice bashes off on top of that as Dunya falls. Monkey buys back. They want to finish this up. They still have not managed to kill the Phantom Lancer. He still has the Aegis of the Immortal as he's going to just keep running over on Dunya. They should be able to pop the Aegis this time. Gremlow's already been dead now. He's gonna have to come back as Forsaken Oracle patiently. They get the Cookie Hop, but over on the side, the Gleipnir holding the PL into place with the Bushwhack. But the buildings, they're falling, and they need to pay attention to them over on the side of Black Yellow because they're going to just have these creeps hitting their Ancient. Follow Pale Horse is going to town, but they get the Roar off now over onto the Dark Hunter. Is it gonna be enough? Are they gonna be viable to finally take down Rises? It's so much damage. He's not gonna be able to stand toe to toe as they'll take out this Gyrocopter. No buyback, 122 seconds. Arkosh is just slaughtering Black and Yellow, and they call this GG. Arkosh finally managing to win one series in this DPC.
I've never seen a team look happier at such a series victory that they clawed their way to honestly, I'm not even sure that was a clean Game 3 win, but they did it in their own fashion, so congrats to them.
Yeah, you know, sometimes, you know, having all that adversity, having those problems in the beginning makes the victory all the sweeter. And I think we can definitely say that they're very thrilled about it over on the side of Arkosh. I'm still not sure about Pale Horse. I don't think I could see anything with his webcam, but
maybe he's disappointed in the team's performance, but he has higher standards, you know.
that's quite possible.
Yeah.
That's absolutely possible, knowing what I know about Pale Horse, but